I'm attorney Justin Clark. Coming up just ahead on You Have Real Estate, electricity bills are out of control. I'm going to tell you how to reduce those to basically zero with solar energy, and a great interview with the cast of A&E Zombie House Flipping just ahead. It's You Have Real Estate. Welcome to You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, seasoned investor, or looking to sell your home, this next 30 minutes is designed for you. Think of it like hitting multiple open houses, all from your living room, with my attorney advice throughout the way. If you have any questions whatsoever during the show, I have people standing by right now. All you need to do is call 407-205-0400. You can also go to the website and ask us questions right there as well, youhavepower.com. If you're still renting and you're ready to get back into the home ownership market, I have mortgage people standing by right now to get you pre-approved on this Saturday so we can start your house hunt this weekend. Awesome show ahead, but before we get started, it's time for my opening statement. There's no doubt about it. Electricity prices are out of control. I'm so sick and tired of paying $500 a month at my house. $500 a month, no matter what. I just send the bill off, no problem. $500 a month for just electricity. Yeah, we still have to pay the mortgage. We have to pay insurance, all that other stuff. But electricity alone, $500. I decided I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired of paying $500 a month, so I reached out to a good friend of mine, and he's the owner of IQ Power Solar. And look, I did my homework here, guys. There are some bad solar companies out there, just like there are any bad business, but solar might be even worse. There are more bad solar companies out there, so I did my homework, and thank goodness I found the best, IQ Power Solar. They offered me a free consultation. So they come to my house. I pay $0 whatsoever for a consultation, and they were so professional. It made me think of like if you go to a financial advisor, you know, you go to one of these big box store financial advisors, and they just have a product to sell you. They don't really think about the whole big picture of your financial picture. They just want to sell you one product. I think a lot of solar companies are like that, where they just have this one big package to sell you. Not IQ Power Solar. They came to my house and really designed a package that was right for me. I didn't necessarily need the Bentley. I needed just bits and pieces of the Bentley. We had a lot of things already. So I really like the fact that they came over and spent some time with me and really came up with the best package for me. I decided to buy. I'm tired of paying $500. Do you know how much money I had to put down to have this entire solar package put in my house? Zero. $0.0 to get the whole solar thing installed. Guess what also? I saved a bunch of money on taxes as well. And this tax credit might be going away, and we're going to ask some questions about the tax credit here in a minute. Another thing, and something that you don't really think about, but I've talked about it on this show, how I think owning a house is more safe than renting because, look, I'm a father, I'm a husband. You know, we really are concerned about providing a roof over the head for our family. If you're renting, you don't pay rent, what happens? You're kicked out in 20 days, 30 days, something like that. Whereas if you're buying a house, if, you know, heaven forbid you lose a job or you run out of money, the bank has to come and foreclose on you. It's just like that with electricity. You don't pay your electric bill 1 month, what happens? You have no lights. Your family has no air conditioning in the summer. Solar's different. Solar's almost like they would have to come foreclose on you. You know, you're going to have power for months and months and months because, okay, maybe your credit's going to take a hit, but they're not going to come just shut you off like the power company does. So for those of us who are family people and worry about a bad day happening someday, solar is more safe because they're not just going to come shut you down. Look, I love solar. I really do, and I think you will as well, but do yourself a favor and call IQ Power Solar before you call anyone else. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for Real Questions.
Real Questions is presented by IQ Power, smart solar energy. To learn more about IQ Power, visit IQPowerSolar.com.
Each Saturday here on You Have Real Estate, we ask real questions to the real trendsetters in the Central Florida real estate community. Today, some excellent guests joining me today. I have Stephen Bader. He is the COO of IQ Power Solar. Let's get right to the show. Let me bring in Stephen Bader. You're the COO of IQ Power Solar. Stephen, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
On a personal note, first of all, I trusted you guys when you came over, but you made a lot of promises to me, and not only did you deliver what you said you were, but really exceeded my expectations. So just on a personal note, thank you very much for that. I couldn't be happier with our decision to switch to Polar.
Happy to help.
Thank you and the people over at IQ. Now, isn't solar even more important in Florida than some states? Because it's so hot here in the summer, the electricity bills are out of control. Solar can really help the electricity bill, can it not?
Yeah, and there's a lot of things that contribute to that. One of the greatest values that Florida brings is there's more productive sunlight hours in a day than some of the other states. The EPA puts out a graph that rates states and areas for productivity in regard to photovoltaics or solar panels, and Florida ranks pretty high. So solar is a lot more valuable here than in other states.
In the opening statement, I said that I paid no money down for my system. Is that because I have good credit or something, or is this for everyone?
Well, you have good credit, but
Don't laugh when you say that.
No, our programs are all no money down programs. They're not designed to get money down or to get any money up front. They're designed to essentially have you into a program where your payment is less than what you're already paying on your electric bill. It's supposed to be a very easy, seamless transition. There's very rare cases where, if someone, doesn't necessarily qualify for the better programs or subprime lenders, et cetera, but in most cases, everything that we lead with, it's no money down. You don't pay until after it's installed. You're already saving money before you pay anything.
We live in a hurricane state. And we see hurricanes every 2-3 years, it seems like. I think some people are concerned maybe these panels could come flying off of the roof. Is this a fear I should have?
No, it's more likely that the panels will be the last thing remaining.
What do you mean?
Well, the panels are secured into the truss of your roof with 3.5-inch, 4-inch lag bolts. So it's not like they're attached to the decking of the roof or anything like that. It's very unlikely that they'll come flying off the roof.
What all can solar run in my house? Is there anything it can't run?
Well, no, we have solar that produces electricity. We have solar technology that reduces electricity load, like solar attic fans, for example. They eliminate electric fans and they help relieve the hot air load off your insulation. And then there's solar photovoltaics that produces electricity. There's solar hot water that eliminates the need for an electric hot water tank. And then there's luxuries like solar pool heat that eliminate electric or propane heaters. So we can pretty much operate an entire facility with the sun alone.
So I wasn't exaggerating at all. Every month my power bill or whatever you call it was coming out automatically out of my account, $500. Maybe in the winter, $420 or something like that, and maybe even up to $550 in the summer. That's a lot of money. That really starts to add up. But since I've had solar, it literally is down to like $50. Is this normal?
Well, you had a lot of waste in your house.
Take it easy, man.
No. So
what do you mean?
Well, your house had the, if you don't mind, but your house had the original tank from when the builder built the house. So it was, probably from the early 90s, using 6,000 kilowatt hours a year. So you had a single speed pump that was 7 years old on your pool, and you had no attic insulation. So these things, your bill should have only been $270 on average. So one of our key philosophies at IQ Power is reduce before you produce, because producing electricity is the most expensive, right? So, and we're not just interested in selling you solar. Our goal is to achieve the best ROI for you. So, when we eliminated the single speed pump with a more efficient pump, and we switched out the inefficient hot water tank, and we gave you proper insulation, that did half the job.
And I did find that very interesting. I had no idea why you guys were like up in my attic, things like that. I said, what does this have to do with solar? But you're not there just to put some solar panels on my roof. You're there to figure out how to make my house more energy efficient. I thought that was really awesome to see.
Yeah, we have an intimate understanding of electricity and how a family's behavior contributes to a bill. One of the largest differentiators between us and our competitors is we constantly try to understand electricity. And in reality, solar has a different value to every single home based on their behavior and the way that they live their life. And if you don't really look at those things, you can't really gauge a proper ROI.
One of the things that I really benefited from was this big tax credit. Can you explain this tax credit, though, so my viewers really understand?
Yeah, so there's a 30% federal tax credit on all qualified solar products. Assuming if you pay taxes, and which most people do, If you spend $30,000 on solar, you're going to qualify for up to a $9,000 tax credit. Now, the only confusions there really are is, if some people think if they make too much, they don't get it, et cetera. But if in the off chance that you don't pay enough taxes, but you pay a little taxes, then, the whatever balance of the tax credit you have coming to you rolls over. So, most people benefit from it. We really don't have the cases in which they don't.
What do you think about resale value of my home? So clearly, if I go install a kitchen for $50,000, it might help the resale value a little bit, not $50,000 worth. What about solar? Does solar really increase the value of my home, in your opinion?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a unique example that you brought up, because if you get a custom kitchen in your house or a swimming pool, for example, the contractor pulls the permit on the cost of those materials. So it might be a $50,000 custom kitchen, but the permit's going to be on maybe $12,500. And if you think about it, the property appraisers who looks at the permits and adjusts that value. With solar, because it's being federally incentivized, you have to pull the permit on the full contract price. So if it's a $30,000 system, we're pulling a permit on $30,000, and it's engineered, it's inspected through the government, and that's the way that goes. But also, there's a formula in regard to energy efficiency. So if a system saves you $2,000 a year, then on average that's worth between 12 and 15 years of $2,000 based on who's making that calculation.
Right.
So
I mean, I can't really think of any real downside to me. Even if you're going to go sell your home, the buyer is also going to be paying $30 a month for electricity, right? I mean, without having to even go through this installation process. I can't really see a real downside, Steve.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you.
Stephen Bader, COO of IQ Power. How do I make money flipping houses? That's something that we've all asked ourselves at one point in time. It's 9 a.m. We don't want to go to work. We want to be a house flipper, because you don't have to work hard to do that, right? Let me caution you. Any of these get-rich-quick schemes that you see out there, you need to be very, very leery of. If someone asks you to pay them a lot of money to go to a seminar, or better yet, they say, we'll give you a loan to pay for you to come to my seminar to make you make millions of dollars right out of the gate, run. Head for the hills. Be very careful when people are asking you for your money to learn how to flip homes. You got to start slowly. Maybe partner with someone that you know who has already flipped some homes, someone that you really do trust. Partner with a mortgage company that you trust to know that you're going to be able to get the financing that you need to purchase the home. Find an excellent real estate agent that you trust who's going to show you homes and not try to make you buy something that there's no way you can make money off of once you do the work on. It's all about trust, ladies and gentlemen. Trust, research, diligence are the three keywords that you need to know if you want to get into flipping homes. Be very careful out there. There's a lot of really shady people who are ready to take your money and run. Speaking of house flipping, who better to have on the program today than the two stars of zombie house flipping over on A&E? I've got Ashley and Keith. How are you guys? Thanks for being here today.
No, doing really well.
I mean, what do you think about flipping? Is there still money to be made out there flipping houses, Keith?
I think there's always opportunity. I think the market has tightened a little bit so that it's less of a market for people who are getting started. This would be a tough market to get started in. 2012, 2013, when there was a lot of supply, there was a larger margin for error. Right now, you really better know what you're doing.
Ashley Casserly, you're the star of the show, but also the broker owner of Blueprint Real Estate Group. How has being on this national television program affected your business here in Central Florida?
It's excellent. I mean, it's great advertising for me, and we have a little company downtown and lots of agents, so everyone's busy, and I think the market has been really good lately. Definitely have a lot of kind of out-of-state buyers purchasing homes in Florida, especially because they want low taxes and want to keep them as rentals. And then anything we've had on the show that we've flipped ourselves has sold. I mean, I literally put up the for sale sign and it's gone.
Is that right?
Before it even gets on the MLS. So it's been crazy, yeah.
By the way, when can I watch the show now?
I would consult your local TV guy.
Okay.
we're on all different times.
Yeah, it's on demand all the time, so
Oh,
you can
perfect.
watch. Yeah, so the first
Amazon.
half of season 3 has been airing, and now the second half of season 3 is going to start probably in about 4 months.
No, yeah, I think September or so. But our new episodes come on in prime time on Wednesday nights. But the shows that are out now are reruns, and they're on all throughout the week.
Much like me, Keith, you have young children.
Yeah.
Are you a star when you get home to your house?
No, I think, what was the quote? No man is a prodigy in his own home.
Yeah.
I am the least famous person in my house.
When we were doing this show, You Have Real Estate last week, I actually had my daughter Sophia here for the show.
Oh,
She's
cool.
a 6-year-old kid. And while I was in the middle of my introduction, I saw her leave. She's completely disinterested in anything I
Yeah.
do. You know, you would think, oh, Daddy's on the radio, he's on TV. Nope, not at all.
Yeah,
Thank
no.
you, huh? I feel better now.
Not even interesting.
Do your kids watch it though?
We'll sit down and watch the new episodes,
Yeah.
but not the reruns. And it's funny. They just my daughter. I have 3 kids also.
Yeah.
My daughter, my youngest, she's 10. She doesn't remember me not being on the show because we started when she was 4 or 5.
Right.
And it's just perfectly normal to her, inexplicably.
So let's get to it here. So let's say that I am interested in becoming a house flipper. Ashley, what are some red flags I really need to be looking for when I buy that first house that I want to flip?
Red flags. I mean, obviously the price is key, and so you have to basically, I don't know, I would kind of look at all the electricity. I mean, it's just so hard to find a good deal right now that it's, you know, there's lots of different red flags, honestly.
Yeah, I think you make your money when you buy the house, not really when you sell it, because the sale price is if you build the house right, the sale price is the only part of it that's pretty well fixed, right? Like for a given amount of square footage, you know what that house should sell for. So the variable is the purchase price, and you have to kind of work backwards from the anticipated sale price and factor in the purchase, the cost of money, the repairs, and the profit you need to have a successful margin.
How do you guys see the real estate market, say, over the next 2 years here in Central Florida? And let me preface that by saying, obviously, 2006, the absolute peak, 2010, maybe the bottom, 2011, something like that. Clearly, over the last 2 years, it's gone up significantly. But what do you see over the next 2 years?
I have no idea.
That's tough.
I as you well know, I didn't see 2006 coming. So
I don't want to be negative, but I do see it slowing down, just kind of hopefully staying at the level it is right now, because that would be amazing. But it's you know, over the summer, everyone kind of put their house on the market before the summer, and it's kind of slowed down a little bit right now.
Yeah. Flipping a house is hard, especially for a novice, is it not? And what makes it so difficult?
Oh my goodness, it's just so hard.
my first flip cost me a Harvard education. So I stuck with it, and that education allowed me to, continue doing it and make a living at it. But that first time, I mean, it's unbelievable the number of things you don't know.
But even now, when we've flipped so many houses on the TV show, and aside from the TV show, you run all your numbers, and you think you can estimate the rehab costs, and it's honestly always more.
Right.
Even as seasoned as we are, it blows my mind how much extra stuff that you just don't think about at the beginning.
What are some of the areas of the house that I should focus on when I buy a house, right? It has some issues. What are some areas that I can really spend money on that are going to get me the value back?
Well, the 4 systems in any house are the roof, plumbing, air conditioning, and electric, right? So those are the things that you want to absolutely understand the condition of and the rehab costs, because those are also going to be the more expensive components. And you don't want to be surprised to discover halfway into a flip that it needs a new roof. And since Hurricane Irma, roofs are priceless right now, right? So there's you want to look at the big ticket items first and validate whether you have to replace those or not, and then kind of work your way down, like triage.
Yeah. And do you find yourself, even seasoned investors, seasoned flippers like you are, that you get to the end and you're like, wow, we just completely underestimated this?
Yeah.
Does that ever happen to you?
That just happened with one of the listings that I'm going to show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's just everything is so expensive. I didn't know the crawl space was caving in.
Oh.
the water damage had gotten through the whole way, so I had to reinforce the whole crawl space. And then you forget to add soffits and gutters that you need over a septic tank. There's so many different things that you have to think about. Septic tanks.
I mean, I think they have a real estate agent on Zombie House Flippers for a reason, because I think that some people who are trying to flip, who are trying to get into that business, will get to the end of the flip and say, you know what, I can just sell this place myself. Do you recommend, if I'm trying to flip a home, to do it myself or hire an agent, and why?
Oh my goodness, hire an agent, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, they have the time and the energy, and that's their forte, and they're going to put all of their marketing efforts towards you getting
Right.
money, and yeah. I mean, it's a no-brainer. And you also need an agent to buy the house at the beginning, because they're the ones that can run the comps. They know the neighborhood. They're going to send you a comparative market analysis, which you need, and you have to have someone who knows what they're doing, so you get the right price, and then you can make a certain amount of money at the end.
Yeah, you need that expertise. And,
I agree.
What she said.
I totally agree. What about lending, Keith? I mean, if I'm going to go try to start flipping homes, am I going FHA? Do I have to go get hard money? How do I really find money to buy the house?
Hard money is a very, very solid short-term solution. If you are going to be, because it's 12, 13%, 10%, whatever interest rate you're looking at, you can do that for a short period of time, almost whatever the interest rate is. If it's a longer flip, if it's a full restoration, if it's historic and you're doing, all kinds of stuff, length of time dictates what sort of funding you should have. Short flip duration, 2, 3, 4 months, hard money. Longer than that, realistically, a proper mortgage at a lower interest rate would be ideal.
Yeah. What kind of cash down do I normally need to have if I'm going to flip? And then I have to spend a lot of money on the rehab as well, right? Where does all this money come from?
Right. So it depends on a lot of things. It depends on your history in the industry. It depends on how good your credit is. It depends on how much the hard money people like you.
Yeah.
Is that true? It's relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, because at the end of the day, they're not going to go through all the steps a bank is going to go through. But if you fail to make your payments, they're going to want their collateral back.
Just a little advice for someone who's watching right now, who they really do want to start flipping homes. 3 or 4 steps to really make us successful. What do you think, Ashley?
I would say work with realtors so that you can find the best deal. And then I think that you really have to get your money lined up, which is it's very difficult. I mean, you have to have a certain amount. You have to have at least 20% just to buy the property. I don't know, what other advice can you think of?
So I would make sure that some of the more successful people I've met actually have finance backgrounds, and they're able to do reasonably realistic projections on what things are going to cost, and they have their numbers together. Now, there's obviously a lot of unanticipated possibilities, but I would say having the numbers and having them be realistic, and then add 30% to your realistic numbers. And you have to, your hypothesis on how much profit you're going to make has to survive that.
I do have an agent right now that is buying houses that just need cosmetic fixes, but he's replacing the water heater, the roof, and painting it, and just putting it back on the market.
That's it.
Yeah.
What kind of time frame does that take?
Because he's selling it to first. He had one house for 12 days.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Now that's a good flip right there. Yeah. That's the best.
And
guy.
I think he pocketed 30 grand.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Excellent. So how would you say? Last question for you both.
Yep.
How has having your own national television program on A&E changed your lives?
I get to talk to a lot more people in Home Depot.
Yeah.
Is that right?
In Publix, everyone knows me now. It's funny because people approach you and they think that they know you, and you're kind of like, it's just crazy. Yeah, it's funny.
So Ashley, I thought it would be a great idea to show off a couple of properties that you've actually worked on, ones that you've bought that didn't look so good, that you've rehabbed, and now they're back on the market. So let's start at Essex Place. Ashley, tell me a little bit about Essex Place.
Essex Place, we bought that about 6 months ago and rehabbed it on the show. It's a little 1,300 square foot home, 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and it sold within a day. It's actually pending right now, so it's going to close July 17th. And yeah, it looks amazing.
Wow.
Definitely didn't look like that. I couldn't even enter it. It was so disgusting because it smelled like cat pee, and there was cat litter everywhere, and I was
Nice.
pregnant at the time.
Oh.
That's very dangerous. So so it looks a lot better now. We got rid of the smell.
How long did it take to rehab this one?
Probably took about 5 months. Yeah,
4 or 5, yeah.
It was,
And is that normal, or was it kind of lengthened because of the TV show?
The TV show definitely draws it out, but there's also, again, it just, everything takes longer than you think it, than you expect it will.
And then at the end of the day, let's say someone else had bought this house. Was there money to be made?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, this one. Luckily on the show we have a few sponsors too, so it makes it a little easier for us for the.
Right.
Yeah.
And we have one more property. I know this is kind of a secret property here. Let's call it a pocket listing that
Yes.
Ashley has. So I'm not even going to say the address. So go ahead, Ashley.
This
Tell
one
me
took
about
a while. Well, actually, we bought this in October and finished in June.
this one. Okay.
So, but
It's a
yeah,
massive renovation there.
yeah, it was a 3,000 square foot renovation. Needed everything.
What part of town, let's say?
Little Lake Conway area.
Okay,
Yeah,
got
so it's right on the lake. It's really gorgeous.
What did this place look like when you first bought it?
Oh God.
It was a therapist's office.
Is that
He
right?
thought it was a therapist's office. It was kind of scary. It had like very low ceilings and a long, skinny hallway, and just lots of doors with locks on it. And
They had had deadbolts on the bedroom doors with locks on the outside, and the bedrooms had all their own bathrooms.
Interesting.
yes,
Kind
so a huge transformation.
Beautiful home now.
Yeah, that's coming up in the market probably in about 2 weeks.
Okay.
We're hoping to sell it about the $1 million range, and that hasn't actually aired either yet.
Okay. So if you are interested in this property or any property from Ashley Casterly, or you just want to talk to the stars of Zombie House Flippers, give us a call. Without further ado, it's time for the Real Estate Roundtable. If you have any questions whatsoever that you want to ask us, go to the website, youhavepower.com, youhavepower.com. This is Sandy Jones with Clock Tower Realty. Hello, Sandy. Welcome to the show. How are you? It's good to see
Very
you.
happy to be here.
Let's go down to Melissa in Maitland. I've been trying to sell a flip for 4 months. I have an offer where I basically break even. Should I sell it?
Oh my goodness. How can we find out more?
That's what Melissa. I mean, at what point do you bite the bullet? I think is what
Yeah.
Melissa's asking. Look, it's been on the market for 4 months. We want to make money, but at some point, you have to take your medicine, right?
Yeah, I think she probably might have to sell it. Just at least she's making all the money back.
Right,
At least
yeah.
she's not losing money, which can
Exactly.
easily happen. And the more she's probably paying hard money costs or anything like that, she's going to start losing money if she doesn't sell it soon. But,
Absolutely.
but maybe-
Absolutely, yeah.
Melissa,
Maybe-
consider it a learning experience.
Yes, for sure.
You didn't make any money and probably have a lot of sweat equity in it, but you learn what not to do next time, I hope, right?
Yes.
And then, look, you must have seen many a times where someone has lost a lot of money on a flip. At least she's breaking even.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
She's lucky,
Yeah.
especially if it's her first.
John in Titusville asks, can I still make money flipping houses? What do you think?
I think that's a difficult one. I don't think it's the market for flipping. And let me take that in a different direction. It depends why you're flipping. I think the market right now is a very high demand for rentals. So if you're flipping that home to get a better rental income on it, absolutely. If you're flipping the home in hopes that you're going to make mega bucks, it's really hard to find that property right now. So really it just depends on what your ultimate goal is.
The cost of everything has gone so much up that it's just crazy. I mean, ACs are more expensive, contractors are more expensive, so it's just so hard to make money on a flip right now.
If you have any questions about anything we talked about today, you know the phone number, 407-205-0400. You can also reach out to me on the website, youhavepower.com. If you're looking to get pre-approved to go purchase your next home, call us 407-205-0400. I'm attorney Justin Clark. I'll see you right back here next week for another edition of You Have Real Estate.
If you have a question you would like answered on an upcoming episode of You Have Real Estate with attorney Justin Clark, call 407-205-0400.